Hello my beautiful souls and welcome to my tarot card channel. If you're new here, my name is Jem and today's reading we're going to be doing a love reading. I don't know what the title is just yet, but whatever we find in the piles I'm going to end up putting as our title. So if you are new here, welcome. There's many different ways that you could read tarot or watch tarot. I'm going to have 3 piles here today, so whatever pile is catching your eye, please select, or you can watch the whole video. That's totally okay too. Know that the way that I read tarot is about self-reflection, it's about showing you the different options you have, and of course it's for entertainment purposes. Don't take anything too seriously. Know to trust yourself and your own, intuition and free will. Okay, so let's hop into the pile selection. So for today we have 3 piles here. I'm excited. I really like the thumbnail that I made. So the first thumbnail for pile 1, we have this guy like looking into his girlfriend's eyes, or like this girl's eyes. I don't know if they're together or not, but he just looks very like he's like dreaming. You can tell like he's just like really looking into her eyes. And she's on the kitchen counter and he's just smiling. You could tell he's thinking like some 30 thoughts. And yeah, they just look really into each other and they're on the kitchen counter. They look like maybe they were cooking some food together or something. So if that catches your eye, please pick pile 1. Also, there's a really unique like circle lamp for like mood lighting. And it's like a mood type of photo. So if there's anything about that, like romantic lighting could be significant. And then for pile 2, we have these cutie pies laughing together. She's like laying on him. He's laughing, like he's like a little bit shocked. But it looks like he's like, oh, haha, like laughing. They look like they're in Italy or something. She's got this cute little bag and she's like laying on his lap. And, yeah, they look like, I don't know, they went out to dinner together. I don't know why, but I was kind of getting like their family being with them or something, or somebody's family being with them. I don't know, that was weird that came out, but it looks like a really big table. I think that's why. Like there's a bunch of tables connected. So I don't know. But if any of that catches your eye, it kind of looks like Spain or Barcelona or Italy, like with the architecture in the back. They're all wearing like floral outfits as well. And yeah, so if that catches your eye, please pick pile 2. And then for pile 3, we have a cute couple at an aquarium. He's wearing like a hat. He's also like holding her bag, it looks, and she's just like looking at all the fishes. So there could be something about water signs, there could be something about just aquariums, seaweed, maybe even sushi. Any of that, if any of that's catching your eye. She's also pointing at the fish. There could be something about maybe going to like an aquarium as a date night or something. But if any of that catches your eye, please pick pile 3. Okay, let's hop into the piles. Hello, my beautiful pile 1. So what we're going to be doing differently today is I'm going to be shuffling on camera. I know some people like when I shuffle on camera. The reason why I don't shuffle on camera is because it just takes a lot of time, and the first like 5 seconds of the video is always super important. So that's why I kind of just pre-shuffle before I film. But today we're going to try something different. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. So first let's talk about your thumbnails. So we're going to be doing a love reading. I want to talk about, we're going to pull a card to represent who this person is, who you are, how they feel about you, how you feel about them, and then the overall love in this connection, like what's going on, and then a universe advice. And then we have tons of index messages. We're going to be shuffling over that, and then we have charms and initials. So the first thing I want to talk about is with your thumbnail. So if you felt called to your thumbnail in some way, whatever person that's popping up into your mind, there could be like, this person could be definitely very like attracted to you. I think they could also, maybe there's something about strong eye contact could be significant. I think you definitely seduce this person. I think this person definitely smiles and has maybe some dirty thoughts thinking about you. They could really like to look into your eyes. There could be something about like sitting on the countertop or wanting to put you on the countertop could be a message. Maybe even cooking dinner with you, cooking food with you. There could be something about flowers or like mood lighting. But those are all the different messages I was getting from your thumbnail. So let's see what we have. How does this person, I'm going to say, you're going to be pile 1. So how does this person feel, the person that pile 1's thinking about, how does this person feel about pile 1? Okay, we have 3 of Cups. Okay, so celebration, okay? How does pile 1 feel about this person? How does pile 1 feel about this person? How does pile 1 feel about this person? We have a Ace of Swords, the perfect tool to cut through any problem. Bring a smile on my face. Okay, so you guys could be very funny. Maybe you guys share similar humor in some way. With this card, it's gonna be, so who's this person? Who are you? Oh crap, I think I did how they feel about you. Okay, so this is how they feel about you. Who is this? Who's pile 1's person that they're channeling? Who's pile 1's person? Who's pile 1's person? We got the 4 of Wands. Wow, a lot of celebration coming in here. And then who is pile 1? We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, interesting. Okay, I want to shuffle some emojis. I want to, before I get into the reading, I want to just shuffle everything out. So give me an emoji. We have emotional. We have annoyed. Okay, what else do we have? Can you give me another card? We have they're waiting for you. In reverse. We have I love when you are vulnerable. And it says first love. What the hell is going on here? Wow, wubsy. Okay, pile 1. So let's hop into it. So with the 4 of Wands, this person is definitely a partier. This person gives party vibes. If it's not like a partier, if they're not drinking, they're not like constantly partying and living up their life, it could also just mean that maybe this person likes to have a lot of fun, but maybe, you know, and maybe takes life not too seriously, but like, especially when it comes to love, it's like they're not looking for anything serious. So if that resonates, that could be a big sign for you. If that fits more with your energy, then this could be you, by the way, and this could be them, but we're going to talk about this person first, okay? So this person, I'm going to say it's them, okay? So with the 4 of Wands in reverse, this usually represents somebody who has issues with stability and commitment and emotional grounding. So this person could feel maybe a little bit unsettled or unstable in relationships. They could struggle with long-term commitment. They could, you know, they love having fun. They love the excitement, but they avoid like the deeper structure, the deeper loyalty, the deeper like commitment, long-term, you know, relationships. They might have, maybe they grew up, the reason to why they could be this type of person is maybe they grew up in a home or family with a lot of issues where commitment was, you know, unhappy, right? It made them unhappy, and that's how they view commitment. They just have a limiting belief, or, you know, they look at love or serious commitment very negatively. So that could be something that they have a lot of fear around that. They're afraid of long-term commitment. They're afraid of, you know, all these things. But let me just get this straight, pile 1. If this is you, or if this is the person, right? What these people, and I just want to like explain it, because I understand why people may feel this way, because I grew up in the same way where my parents were divorced, my dad's still in like an unhappy relationship, and it's because they've never gone to therapy. It is because they have not worked on themselves. So they have all these internal wounds, all these generational wounds that they continue to carry on, that they don't even realize, that they're not even self-aware about. If they just look in the mirror and do the work, they would realize how they could actually have a beautiful marriage, a beautiful connection with somebody that could be everlasting and actually bring and add to your life rather than take away from it. You know, because you'd start choosing better people. You'd start, you know, having better conflict. It's about how you handle conflict. And when we have all these wounds that keep us insecure, keep us overwhelmed, keep us handling conflict at the worst, like in the worst way possible, of course you're not going to be happy in your marriage, because with marriage comes, you know, challenges, comes difficulties. So this could be just maybe how this person is viewing this, like they're, you know, they may know that you're waiting for them, they deep down know that you're waiting for them, and they know that maybe you want something more serious. And maybe they're feeling a little bit emotional about this because they may want, okay, I don't want to feed into the delusion, because who knows, maybe this person isn't wanting more because like that's what we're getting. But maybe for some of you, maybe this person's just feeling, the overall message I'm getting with this emotional card is this person's feeling very emotional about it. I don't know, it could be maybe this person feels, like they want something more serious, but their deep down fears like, oh my God, but what if this ruins everything? It's gonna ruin our connection. It's gonna ruin the fun, the chase, X, Y, and Z. And you can have that fun aspect in a relationship. You just have to work on it. It's a skill. You have to build that skill. Another message I wanted to get is maybe this person's more into lust. I think this person does love you. I do think that this person does care about you. Like, I think it is something definitely, this person views you as somebody who is a lot of fun, and definitely like, we'll get more into that in a sec. But, and like maybe even their best friend, because this is all about like best friends and friends. So I think this person definitely cares about you, and maybe even does, have, strong feelings for you, but that's something that they're maybe a little bit afraid of because of their own traumas. So they could definitely be like at a crossroads right now. Like they're feeling, a little bit like emotional about it. They could definitely feel emotionally about you. That could be also what this is meaning. I think it's also to recognize too that maybe this person is more interested in for some of you, take it if it doesn't resonate, or take it if it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. But for some of you, this could be a big message where when someone also has a lot of family issues, especially if like their parents never gave them love, or they felt like they never received love, they consistently chase lust. They consistently chase validation. They consistently chase that, that adrenaline feeling, right? When it comes with lust. And it's all in a way to fill that void of feeling unloved, right? When we feel unloved, it's like we chase that out in our partners. We're like, oh my God, this person likes me. And it's like a high, but then it never fully, it's only like a temporary high. It's not real. So it's like, it never fully fills that void. And then they continuously chase that over and over again. And that's why people like that have such a hard time, sticking to one person or getting into something serious, because it's like that hole. They have a hole inside them, and they're constantly trying to fill it with somebody else. So I think that could be a big message for somebody. I had a friend that was like this, and it was because he, sadly, he never really had I think he was like, he didn't have his parents in his life. And I noticed something very significant. And like, I could definitely, I relate to him because I struggled with this myself, and that's why I know so much about this. But I was able to really recognize it in him as well, because he constantly was looking for like that validation to feel good about himself. He thought he was unlovable, but he was always lovable. People always loved him. It was just, he was constantly seeking like validation from women. So anyways, so that could be something. It may not resonate for you. Maybe it's just like the general message that I was getting, which was just this person likes to have fun. They don't like taking life too seriously. Maybe they have some trauma around that, and they know that you're waiting for them. But they're getting like, they just feel very emotional about you or about the situation, because I think that what I'm really getting is like, they don't want to mess things up. Like, they don't want to ruin things, because I think this person really does care about you. I think this person definitely really wants you in their life. Like, even in the thumbnail, look at the thumbnail, the way he's looking at her, like he's in love with her. He does really care. He loves, looking at you. I think you definitely very, very much seduce this person. I do really think that this person cares. With the next row here, we have the annoyed card. You could be feeling annoyed with this person. You could, you're just like wishing for them to be vulnerable with you and to get deep with you. I think this person maybe is like afraid to get vulnerable. They're afraid to open their heart up because they used to always get maybe hurt in the past, or, they just feel like vulnerability is weakness. I think this person definitely has a lot of work to do, pile one. So just keep that in mind. We'll talk more about that in a sec, but let's talk about you. So Because enough about him. It's about understanding you too. So let's talk about you. Okay, hold on. I want to talk about this card first. So how they're feeling about you is they definitely very much enjoy your energy. This person sees you as someone who's fun, uplifting, very emotionally positive. This person feels very comfortable around you. This person associates you with a lot of good vibes, laughter, and friendship. I think this person, this card could also maybe represent something a little bit more casual rather than romantic. And they know that you may feel some type of way about them. It also says they could definitely like spending time together, enjoying your connection. It says it could be potentially the feelings could be more light and social rather than deeply committed. Like a little bit maybe more platonic. For some of you, it could be a platonic thing. But overall, though, from the majority of you, I feel like that's kind of like maybe the facade they like to portray. Like they like to pretend, but like deep down, it's like maybe there is a little bit more. And you trust your intuition. Like you could tell, you could tell. But it's like they're again with like the weakness and not wanting to show weakness. So I think this again, like I do think though this person does see you as like their friend too. Additionally, okay, so that's what I have with that, and then with the waiting for you card, I think this person definitely can suggest that they could be avoiding emotional vulnerability, suppressing their feelings, not wanting to deal with the emotional intensity right now. They may distance themselves emotionally. They could be feeling overwhelmed by emotional situations, definitely with these two cards. They may not be in the right mindset to be pursuing anything deeper, and it's almost like avoiding emotional avoidance. Then when it comes to you, my beautiful pile one, what I'm getting is you could be someone who, first off, you're a badass bitch, okay? You got that shmoney, okay? Look at her. Look at pile. I know I keep assuming genders. Let me just look at you, pile one, with this King of Pentacles. Like, damn, okay. You were a king. First off, they were represented like by, like, I'm not trying to compare you two, but it's not about comparison. But like, you were a motherfucking king, bitch. A king, okay? And don't forget that. So with the King of Pentacles, this usually represents somebody who is emotionally invested, but not feeling too, like it being in reverse is like maybe not feeling too confident right now. Like you're not feeling too confident about the situation, or just feeling like maybe this situation is making you feel less confident. Even though maybe you used to be, or you always kind of felt like a very confident person. Might be giving you more energy than you might be giving this connection more energy than what it is you are receiving. It could also be that you're focusing heavily and on the outcomes. Like you are like putting all your security, putting all your, eggs in one basket, to the point where it's like the littlest things make you feel so affected and so emotionally affected. But it's like maybe learning how to detach a little bit from this connection could be beneficial, and being like, you know what, if I can't control this person, so why are my emotions so controlled by this person, right? If they're going to play games and not be, who does I would like them to be, then I don't have to wait around and wait, I'm going to continue. Maybe it's best for me to find somebody who could actually give me what it is I'm looking for, and not continuously wait for somebody who can't. They're not emotionally intelligent enough, like, to be frank. With the King of Pentacles also represents somebody who sometimes feels possessive, worried, or unsure. In love readings, it can mean pile one, may also represent somebody who wants something stable and secure. Somebody who, but this connection maybe is not letting them feel grounded. It could also be, it says, this could also represent somebody who wants to control the outcome emotionally. It's like they want to control what happens, because they want this relationship to work. And then lastly, with how you feel about them, with the Ace of Swords upright, this is about clarity and realization and truth. This is about finding your truth. Like, you want the truth. You want them to just be honest with you. You want them to just be vulnerable with you. You want them to just be like, just tell me you like me. Stop playing these games. Just tell me you want something serious. And like you want answers. It may feel like they had maybe you've had some sort of mental realization already about this connection, such as like maybe you've realized that it's time for you to finally like maybe walk away from this person. And not in a way of like trying to get them to run after you or chase after you, but in a way of being like, you know what, enough is enough. Like I've already given this person enough. I already given this person enough time to figure out their shit. And clearly if this person's not willing to do it now, then it means that they're not going to do it. You know, you can't control people. You can't control how people respond, how people act. For example, let me give you an example. I was in a situation like this, and, you know, I really liked this guy, and he was, I think at some point when I was in a relationship, he liked me. And then my relationship stopped working out. My relationship that I was in stopped working out. And then I was single and he was single, and I was like, you know, hoping that he would come towards me because it seemed like he was interested. The whole point I'm trying to make is like, I was angry that he wasn't doing something about it, and turns out it was because he was already in another relationship with somebody else. And it was something that was out of my control. Like I think it was something that, you know, I was young and I was kind of naive, and I definitely learned from that whole situation, and I'm not like that type of person anymore. But I think what I really got from that was that, you know, I was so angry about this person not doing what it was that I wanted, because I was like, oh, we could have been in like a really good relationship. It could have been something great. But I think it worked out in it like the best way possible, because I started to realize that I actually didn't really like him for who he was. I just liked, like, I wanted to be him. I liked different aspects of him, but it wasn't like, I don't think we would have been good together. And, but anyways, it was like, I was really angry, and like the way he would respond to things would really emotionally affect me, because it was like, oh my God, like, you know, my worth was so tied to this person that when they didn't give me validation, or when they would just, you know, not respond to me, it was like the end of the fucking world, because my worth was so tied to how this person saw me. And I think it's really important to recognize, to first off, cut that shit in the butt, literally cut that shit right off, and be like, you know what? I can't control how this person responds. Obviously, it's annoying. Obviously, it's upsetting. Obviously, you know, the way they act is not what I was hoping. But I don't have to be so tied emotionally to them. It's okay I feel angry. It's okay I feel upset. But I'm not going to continue to let myself feel upset and just let it go. Like, I'm going to, like, you know, respect yourself. You know, I'm going to respect myself and be like, okay, if this person's not willing to prioritize me, I deserve to be prioritized. I deserve to be chosen, or first pick. Like, I'm not a second option. And I'm not going to continue to give you access to me, you know? Like, I care about you. I respect you. But for my own, you know, autonomy and my own self-respect, I'm going to walk away from this connection. And maybe, you know, maybe if you are able to, maybe in the future, maybe things will change. But for right now, until you learn to, you know, until, like, I don't know, I think it's also coming from a place of like our egos as well, you know, like we're expecting this person to bend over backwards, and it's not really. I think it's just important to recognize when our emotions are so tied to how somebody is acting. And like, and it's also completely valid to be like, okay, I'm friends with this person. I don't want to hang around this person anymore. Like, I don't want to be around this person. I don't want to spend so much time around this person, because it's going to hurt my feelings. It's going to hurt me. You know, it's going to make me upset because I'm not with this person, or it's just these games that aren't really adding to my life, but actually taking away from it. And it makes me go home upset because this person's not, you know, they're not doing what it was that I wanted. they're doing the complete opposite, right? They're doing things that are out of my control, and it's making me feel hopeless. It's making me feel like there's nothing I could do. And you know what the control is? You know how you could take the reins back? Is by, when this person's playing games, literally cut this person off. Stop giving them access to you. Because when you consistently give them access to you, it's like they're going to continue to disrespect you. Period. Okay, so if that doesn't resonate, just ignore what I said. But let's get back to what the cards are saying. So the Ace of Swords, just wanting like answers, wanting something clear, wanting maybe having some mental realization about this. And then when I love, you're so vulnerable. Maybe this person was vulnerable with you at some point, or at one point where this person maybe was emotionally open to you at one point. Or maybe it's because, but like maybe it's like majority of the time they aren't. Majority of the time it's like they're not being emotionally open with you, or that they maybe this person, like, you're annoyed because they aren't being vulnerable with you. This person lacks emotional depth, lacks emotional communication. And trust me, their own problems are just going to continuously happen over and over again until they finally learn. And it sucks because obviously you care about this person, and it's sad, and like you care about them and you want the best for them. And like, this is just something that they have to figure out on their own. They have to they have to constantly, once they are at the point where like, you know what, enough is enough, and they want something different for themselves, that's up to them to figure out. You can't fix and change these people. So that's what I have with these cards. Let's see what else we get with index messages. We have disgusted, confident. Wow. And then we have disheartened. Interesting. That's so interesting. What the frick is that about? Okay, what else do we have here? High cheekbones. Maybe this person has nice cheekbones. Also, maybe they're balding. What else do we have? Oh, we have athletic. You could be someone who's athletic. Thick eyebrows could be something. What is the disgusted coming out? Maybe it's like kind of like on the opposite sides or something. Maybe this person's confident and you could be disgusted with them. I don't know. Maybe there's something. Maybe you guys had some sort of argument or something where maybe they're feeling disgusted about that, or maybe they're feeling disgusted with themselves about how they handled something. I'm not sure about that. Ooh, I'm not really sure about that. Okay, we have you seriously can do anything. I think you could be definitely someone who has a lot of income. There could be something about your finances. We also have online. There could be something about maybe this person doing some business online. And then we also have you are destined to be rich as fuck. And then we have you have became your highest self to attract that life. Or you have to become your highest self to attract that life. There could be a message about like, if you want to attract somebody who is stable and secure, you need to be attracted to that type of person. You need to become that type of person, right? Because you are what it is you attract. Healing is progress. Maybe this is a message to you, is like, maybe this could be a message about healing. And like, healing is going to progress you even further in your love life. And then we have, I just saw the insecurity wound. Ooh, maybe this is something that we could talk about. Maybe this could be something that me and you, like what I was saying about feeling like your emotions feeling so tied to this person. It could be this. And we'll talk about this in a sec. There could also be something about maybe you could even have a conversation with this person and I don't want to pressure you. There's no pressure, okay? Do what you feel is best for you, right? It's about trusting your intuition. But for some of you, if you guys wanted to talk to this person, maybe what would be helpful is being, it's just being honest, being vulnerable. You want to lead by example, right? If you want this person to be vulnerable, maybe leading by example could be helpful. And like, honestly, worst case scenario, this person doesn't reciprocate, this person doesn't respond, this person doesn't be vulnerable back, then you know your answer. Now you know what the answer is. that this person's not interested, is not interested in moving things further, which we've kind of already have been seeing, but now you know your answer. And now you know what decision to make, what's best for you, which is if they aren't somebody who reciprocates, right, you deserve better. It's time for you to move on, you know? And obviously take as much time as you need to heal, to mourn this connection, because it was a serious connection. It was something that really felt serious and something that, you know, you could tell that there was feelings between the two of you. I think with this is like, okay, if you want to talk to them, try to start with I words instead of attacking, instead of coming from a place of defensiveness, right? Defensiveness is never going to help a relationship. Maybe having a conversation being like, hey, you know, I just want to be honest with you and come from I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Like, I really do care about you. And I was hoping that maybe I was hoping that maybe we could take this to the next step, or, you know, maybe we could go out on a date or something, or, you know, I want to get to know you more, or, I was hoping that, you know, we could be something more, right? Asking for something more. And then be like, you know, and then address it, right? Being like, you know, I've been feeling lately like, that maybe you are not so interested in me because of X, Y, and Z. Like, using I words, I feel, right? So this is about like how to open the conversation respectfully. So like, so you start off the conversation being like, hey, like, you know, I want something a little bit more serious with you. I was hoping that we could have something a little bit more serious because I care about you. I want to see where this leads to because I like you. Or like, I'm attracted to you. I don't know. You figure out what's best for you. And then what you could say is, you know, I feel like, using I words, I feel like you may not feel the same. Is that true? You know, asking them is always great. Asking questions instead of assuming, right? I feel like you don't like me, or I feel like that isn't reciprocated. Is that true? And then be like, you know, I think that's a good question to just send and then see how they respond. And if they're like, oh, I do care about you, I'm just not ready for anything serious right now, yada yada. Then I guess, you know, it really comes down to, are you just going to wait from this person? Like, I feel like if this person just got out of something serious, like, it's probably going to take them time, but like, you know, maybe it would just not, maybe the timing just isn't right, you know? Like, you don't have to choose one or the other, right? If you could still find a way to move on in your own way and still have this person in your life and accept them and care from a distance, you know? Like, you don't have to completely cut this person off if you don't want to. You could still just go out and do your own thing. Like, you know, if you want to actually be in a relationship, you could start dating other people. You could start, you know, going in that direction. And like, if you still care about this person, it doesn't mean that you have to completely cut this person off. Maybe just be at more of a distance with them, you know, until, like, just being more at a distance, and seeing how that goes. I'm not really sure, actually. This would be maybe something good to talk to, like, a therapist about, but, because, again, I'm not, like, a therapist, but, if also you, like, maybe even if it's, like, conflict, right? If it's something that maybe they did to you that really upset you, is you could be like, hey, like, you know, when this happened, right? So when you said this to all these people, and it was like a joke, or it hurt my feelings because it made me feel X, Y, and Z. It made me feel stupid. It made me feel foolish. It made me feel like you don't like me, yada yada. And then be like, do you think instead you could not make these jokes? Like, if this is something that you want to work through, right? If it's something that you're like, nah, I'm cutting this person off, stick to that. That's what you trust yourself, right? Like I always say. But if this is something that you're like, oh, maybe I could work with, this is the type of conversations you want to have, right? Do you think you could maybe not make those jokes anymore because they really hurt my feelings? Like, that's a really good way to be vulnerable and you know, leading by example. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable, and people who think vulnerability is weakness is incorrect. It's because they're insecure. So let's talk about this insecurity wound. I think this could definitely be really important. And then we are going to... So let's see what this... Where the heck this dang... Okay, insecurity wound. Okay, so triggers. Competition, admiration, praise. I need to be superior. I am superior. Pride. It's also funny how I was kind of talking about that as well. Like, I was kind of bringing up, like, oh, like, competing between you and this person. Or feeling like it's a competition. Or feeling like we need to be praised by this person or admired by this person. Or needing to be superior than this person. Could also be something. We have pride. It says being told you are chosen or above others, especially religious, racial, or in class. Being praised for achieving rather than effort. Entitlement, prejudice, gossip, conditional love based on performance, no consequences as a child, delusional parents in denial of vulnerabilities, being spoiled or not having to earn privileges, over dotting upon coddling, being born into their extreme wealth or extreme poverty, being bullied, mocked, overly competitive or comparative parenting, academic pressures. So these are all things, these are some needs that weren't met, right? This is what causes that void, right? Not feeling conditional, like feeling conditionally loved can create this. Fully develop self-esteem, not being able to develop a self-esteem. Praised for your effort and not your achievement. Right? Or not being praised for your achievement, not your effort. Character development, accepted without comparison, yeah. Okay, so these are some thoughts that pop into your head. I'm the best. What's in it for me? I'm right. My way's the best. I'm smartest. I'm superior. I didn't do anything. It's not my fault. I'm the victim here. Yada, yada. They should accommodate me. Which is actually, that's so interesting. Defense mechanism. Defense overcompensating. Common relationship problems. So what does this wound cause? These are the types of common problems. Competition between partners, debating, comparison, highlighting shortcomings, detail of vulnerabilities or accountability, validating victimization, opinionated, argumentative, needing to be right, testing of competence, approach to the challenges, what is teaching us, individual healing, yada yada. Okay, so we keep getting this, keeps coming out. So there could definitely be, that wound could be involved in this relationship. But that is what I have for you, my beautiful pile ones. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in one of my next ones. Bye! Hello, my beautiful pile twos. If you chose this thumbnail, this will be your reading on love. So this is going to be a love reading. We are going to shuffle on camera. I'm going to pull out 4 cards. The first card is going to represent who this person is and how they feel about you. Then the next card is going to be who you are, and then how you feel about them. And then we'll pull a bunch of index messages around that. So let's see. Let's pull out a card. So how does pile 2's person think about pile 2? We had the 4 of Pentacles. How do they feel about you? Who are they? Who are they? The Knight of Swords. Okay, so who is pile 2? Oh, hold on, let's take this one. How does pile 2 feel about, pile 2, how does pile 2 feel about their person? Okay, so let's pull some more messages. How does this person feel, or who is this person? Okay. Let's get another one for pile 2. First love. This is to identify who this person could be. For some of you, it could be that maybe this is you and this is them, FYI. Okay. Let's get some emojis up in this bitch. How does this person feel about pile 2? We have hot. Okay, this person could definitely find you to be very hot. And let's see how does pile 2 feel about this person? Curious. 𝘭𝘰𝘰𝘬𝘪𝘯𝘨. She's feeling 𝘭𝘰𝘰. We also have embarrassed. Maybe there's something that you feel a little bit embarrassed about. What that's about? Okay, hold on. Let me see what these cards say. Hello, maybe. Okay, so sorry, I don't know why I was redoing the intro. So pile 2. Let's talk about your thumbnail. So the thumbnail could be this person could get really giddy around you. I think there could be maybe a lot of laughter, a lot of playfulness. I think this person definitely is very attracted to you, especially with this hot card. This person thinks you're hot. And I'm also kind of getting like maybe you sitting on this person's lap could be something that really turns them on. You like maybe some things that you do without even realizing could be something that really turns this person on. Maybe the way you grab them, maybe it's the way that you hold their hair, their neck, their face. Could be little things that like give them butterflies a little bit. I'm also kind of getting like this person could just be very attracted to you, finds you to be very pretty, and I think this person definitely wants to be very respectful. So it's like they're you could see in the photo like he wants to like touch her thigh or touch her waist, but he's like being respectful and he's like not. He's like holding his hand to himself. Like his hand's kind of like in a little bit of like an awkward position, but like you could tell it's because he wants to hold her. So, which is very interesting. And like I was kind of getting like it's almost like maybe family being around, like family. I was kind of getting with like when I was doing the pile selection, I was like, I don't know why, because if you see behind them, there's like a bunch of tables together. And like usually when all of our family goes out to dinner, it's like they put all the tables together. So it's like maybe for some of you, maybe it's like a family vacation or something, or being like on a family vacation with this person, or maybe with their family, or maybe it's like maybe it's like maybe a person you meet while traveling, or maybe this is if none of that resonates, maybe it's just like a trip with friends. Maybe it's like a trip with friends. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, let's focus on the cards. So we have the Knight of Swords. This person could also have curly hair. The way that people look in the thumbnail could also be maybe the way that you guys look. Okay, there could be something significant in that way. But anyways, let's talk about the cards. So we're going to talk about him first, and then we'll talk about you. I know I assumed the gender. I'm just going to say him and her for it to be easier, but please take it how it resonates for you. The Knight of Swords represents someone who could be very intense and fast-moving personality. This person could be maybe someone who acts a little bit impulsively, somebody who just moves very quickly or talks very quickly. This person could be someone who's very direct, very outspoken. They could be someone who's also very honest. Maybe sometimes their words could be a little bit blunt as well. They could act quickly. They could sometimes act without thinking. This person could be very passionate, impulsive, mentally sharp. They may chase what they want, but sometimes they may lose interest quickly. That could be for some of you. I'm not really getting that so far, but we do have swords. So like sometimes swords could represent conflict, and it's supposed to represent their personality. So maybe their personality is very like conflict inducing, especially with like the honesty, or like I don't know exactly, because sometimes the swords and like the air signs could be people who are like not afraid to be very honest and not afraid to like say what they want, or be like, you know, they're the type of person to speak up to their family, you know, so they cause like conflict in their family, which is a good thing. It's a good personality to have, and I think that's something very honorable. I think that could just be something in particular to represent who this person could be. So for some of you, this person could definitely be maybe a chaser. And for some of you, like maybe for a small majority of you, this could also be someone who maybe is someone who acts impulsively and maybe they lose interest quickly while chasing like relationships. They could also be someone who runs on logic or strong opinions. When it comes to relationships, they could come in very fast or intense, but their energy could be a little bit inconsistent or a little bit chaotic. With the family, my family's toxic. This card could definitely add more background to the context of maybe who this person is. This person could maybe come from a dysfunctional or difficult family environment. Maybe they carry a lot of emotional baggage. Maybe they have trust issues or defensive behavior. Feel like maybe they felt like they had to become very independent very quickly or very early on. Sometimes this combination could mean that this person has to act tough or emotionally detached because they've learned not to rely on people emotionally. So that's why they think very logically. That could be a message. With the Four of Pentacles upright, so how this person could feel about you. This person definitely does not want to lose this connection. This person maybe feels a little bit protective or possessive over you. It's like they don't want to see you with anyone else. They're feeling a little bit selfish. Like they are like, I want this person. No one else could have this person. Maybe this is, if this pentacle, you know how he's like, look at the way he's wrapping his arm around this pentacle. I think this person wants to embrace you and almost like never let you go. But with this pentacle, maybe it's not pentacle representing you, but it's more of like maybe their emotions. Like they're afraid they have their emotions guarded. This card could also represent this person does have strong feelings about you. Maybe they struggle with expressing them openly. That could be something. So yeah, I'm definitely getting like this person just does not want to lose you, I think this person could have fear of losing you as well. I'm also kind of getting like sometimes when people are afraid of losing something, it's almost like they cause that to happen because then they start to close off, like they just cut their emotions off quickly because they're like, oh my God, I'm afraid of losing this person. So it's like they already pull up a wall, but what they don't realize is that the wall is what caused this loss to happen. I don't know why this is like not focused. That's weird. I don't know. Okay, I think that's the best we're gonna have right now. So this person could maybe just be very emotionally guarded. With the hot here, I think this person definitely feels very hot and bothered by you. I think you definitely turn this person on. I think this person definitely feels attracted to you and like hot and bothered, I think. But it's not just physically. I think it's also emotionally too. It's like your mentality, who you are, who your personality is, I think also turns them on. I think this person maybe is trying not to focus on, like, it's something that they kind of like repress or like they try to ignore, but they feel it deep down inside them. It's like that's why it's in reverse. They're trying not to focus on the physical attraction or they're trying to downplay their physical attraction, but they definitely are very attracted to you. And this person could definitely maybe be a little bit controlling. So that could definitely be something to keep an eye out for. I think this person is like, once I've earned pile 2, like I want to keep pile 2, which is obviously valid. But, if you really love this person, like that whole expression, like if you love them, set them free, like you should not be an object to possess, but something to love unconditionally. And so be aware of that. But now let's move on to your side of the spectrum. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles represents something very stable, very patient, very consistent. I think you are a very stable person, very patient person, very consistent. You could be very loyal, very dependable, somebody who values long-term commitment. I think this could be someone, or you are someone who is slow to trust. Like you may take your time to really trust people because you want to make sure that you can trust them first, but very committed once you're able to. And compared to the Knight of Swords, it's so interesting how we have the Knight. You both are like knights in shining armor. That's how the two of you could like see each other. There could also just be something about you guys being complete opposites, because we literally have complete opposites here. So there could be something about maybe you guys like really like each other for your differences, which could be very spicy. So one is very fast, impulsive, and chaotic. The other one's very slow, grounded, and careful. Like, look at how fast the horse is moving compared to this one. Also, we have a little Pokemon here. It reminds me of, like, gotta catch them all. Which I don't know what that's about. His Monster Master. My friends think I'm crazy for spending all the time wandering around the countryside looking for these creatures, but I don't care. Maybe there's something about Pokemon or Pokemon Go. Okay, so it definitely creates a very strong attraction, but this is the type of connection, you know, like the types of connections where opposites attract. It's very important on how you deal with conflict, and sometimes it's better to just accept each other for each other's differences. So a big issue that could arise between you and this person is conflict due to differences, because, you know, opposites, they do attract. It does have a very strong connection, but it's also important to, you know, it's about how you work through conflict as well. So, you know, doing it with I words, talking to each other respectfully, respecting each other's opinions, loving each other through the differences. So it could bring in a lot of tension. If that's, obviously, I'm kind of getting like maybe you guys aren't fully together yet, or it's kind of like a situationship just because you're still curious about this person, and it just seems like it's still in like the beginning phase. But let's see what we have. So first love, this could be maybe your first love. So this could be suggesting for you that if this represents you or maybe represents them, obviously take it how it resonates. This person could be, it's like maybe this person feels like this connection reminds them of their first love or past love experiences. Or this could be also that this is their first love, right? The first love that they ever really feel like this could be my love. Or this could also represent they're still processing emotional lessons from their past. So with it being in reverse, maybe they're trying to let go of idealizing love and seeing relationships more of like realistically now. And then with the Queen of Wands in reverse, this could represent, you could be somebody who is very confident, very playful, very passionate individual. The Queen of Wands is like, she's literally super sexy, that bad bitch. She's super fun, playful. Especially that's the way that they're seeing you. So that's a big message right there. But I think with this being in reverse is maybe you've been feeling a little bit unsure. You're like, well, I want to like get to the bottom of this person a little bit more. I want to see them. I want to get to know this person more before I like fall in love with them. And it's good. Like, it's like the number one thing you learn in therapy is like to take your time. Take your time. Don't act impulsively with love just yet. You know, take your time with getting to know them first before you get attached sexually, before you get attached to them. You know, like really ask them the right questions. Ask them about the red flags. Really get to know this person, because the way they treat their exes is how they're going to treat you. If they aren't self-aware, like if they're not saying like, oh, I've realized, or, you know, I've grown to learn, or, you know, I realized from that connection. If they're never talking about what it is that they did wrong or what they've learned from the connection and how to work on themselves, then they're probably going to be the same way. So it's important to like watch out for the red flags. So there could be something about you really taking your time with getting to know this person. And maybe you're feeling a little bit less confident about this. You're like, I'm not really like sure. Like you're trying to figure that out. There could be something about maybe feeling a little bit emotionally drained or feeling a little bit insecure. And that could be something to pay attention to and ask yourself about. Maybe there's a bit of you, like maybe you felt like needing to be, maybe you felt like you need to be, by you taking your time to getting to know this person, maybe you're feeling like, oh, it's less fun or it's less exciting or less passionate. That's not true. That's not true. Sometimes you could just be as passionate and as fun and like almost like you kind of let the cupcake phase, the fun phase last even longer. So it's not a bad thing to take your time. It's actually, you know, a good thing because it benefits you to really figure out who this person is. And you could still have a lot of excitement and passion towards this person. Another message I'm getting is maybe if it has nothing to do with what I'm saying, maybe this is more of just like maybe there's for some reason you've been feeling off or feeling like maybe this connection is like, you know, you like this connection, you feel attracted to this person, but there's like something where you're like, Maybe you're feeling a little bit emotionally drained or feeling a little bit more insecure than usual. And that could be your body trying to tell you something to pay attention to, maybe talk to a therapist about or reflect on what exactly that is. Is it more on your side, or is it like this person's, like, is that person triggering these wounds? That could be a message, because sometimes our wounds, it's not that, like, something that I learned from my therapist is that we have wounds, and when we're in connections, though, people bring it out of us, right? People bring those wounds out of us. And if we don't communicate and be like, hey, can we, this is my boundary, right? Can you not joke about that? Because that actually hurts me. That actually is something that I'm still working on, or that's something that still I feel a little bit, touchy about or insecure about. Can we not make jokes about that? That's a boundary. They respect it. And then there you go. But, relationships bring out our own wounds. It's like a mirror, it's like a pinpoint mirror. And so there could be something about that. What else do we have? With the curious here is like maybe you are feeling a little bit confused, like again wanting to investigate. Maybe it could also be another message. Maybe for some of you, you guys are kind of like, I'm kind of tired of trying to figure this person out. Like maybe you've already, like, you're kind of like, this person's a bit of a mystery, but like they're not really giving me much, so I'm like kind of tired of trying to figure that person out. That could be for some of you. If that doesn't resonate, don't take it. But yeah. So that's what I'm getting with the overall message. Let's see what we get with your index messages. What are some characteristics? We have long hair. They could have long hair. Or you could have long hair. There could be something about a gothic look, maybe like wearing black jewelry. Tattoos. What else do we have? Money is a tool. Maybe this person is good at like managing money, or there could be something about maybe this person using their money as like an investment. We have be patient. We have okay, so yeah, definitely you're someone who's very patient. It came in reverse, so maybe this is like maybe being a little bit too patient. Or this could just be like a message of you are very patient, very, very patient person. What else do we have? Confident. Yeah. So wow, that's so crazy how much confidence keeps coming out in these readings. Oh, and then on the bottom we have insecurity. So I think you could, okay, I think this is for you, pile 2, my viewer. I think these both could be for you, or there could be something about you are just, you're a confident person. I don't know what this is. This is so interesting. Maybe I kind of got this message from pile 1 too, which is so interesting. Maybe there's a message about, if you watched pile 1 and pile 2, this could be a very distinct message. It's saying that your confidence doesn't revolve around how other people perceive you. Your confidence comes from within. Your confidence comes from having the courage to do something anyways, even though it's scary, even though it makes you feel a little bit scared. It's by taking the risk and having confidence in yourself that even if things don't work out, I still love myself, I still care about myself, confidence isn't from what you achieve, right? It's about giving things a try and allowing yourself to fail. That's how you build real self-esteem. That is how you build real confidence. So whether it's career-wise, I say this all the time. About career, right? When you're in the beginning stages of learning which path to take, right, career-wise, you have to throw spaghetti at the wall. You have to give it a try to see how it feels, to see if you like it, to see if it's something that's meant for you. And it's going to take the courage to throw the spaghetti at the wall and it be messy and for it to fall and for things to be ugly and people make fun of you, to look like a fool, X, Y, and Z, And once you are able to do it, 50% you succeed. And then the other side of the spectrum is, especially in the beginning, you're more likely to fail because you're new at it. But the more you fail, the more you learn, the more confidence you build in it, the more self-esteem you build in it. Because it's like you get so used to failing. like, this is the last time I'm gonna, I won't talk about this anymore, but the last thing I want to say about this is, in I went to school for architecture, and when I kid you not, the teachers would make us look like actual fools in front of everybody. They made us look so motherfucking stupid every time we presented. And guess how many times we presented? We presented our stuff every single day, every single school day. Every day we had to get up in front of the class and present. And then the teacher would just be like, yeah, your work's shit. Your work is actual garbage. And it was so difficult in the beginning. But once I started to be like, you know what? I'm proud of myself. And I'm so happy that they did that, because it really made me realize that my worth is not tied to what other people think about me. And I'm just proud of my work, the effort that I put in. I put everything into these things. It wasn't whether or not I succeeded. It wasn't whether or not I achieved it. It was the fact that I put in effort and I gave it my all. And that's real confidence. That's real self-esteem. So it's not about, the successes, right? It's like, think about the movie Rocky, right? Rocky's putting all this motherfucking effort and he still loses at the end of the movie. He still fucking loses at the end of the movie. And everyone's like, oh my God, I wish he just won. But that's not the point. It's the fact that he's still proud of himself anyways, that he put all this effort in and didn't even win. I don't know if it was Rocky, but there's a movie like Rocky that was like that, where they at the end of it, he still didn't even win. But anyways, hope that makes sense. So it's like, I think that's a big message that's coming out here. It's like, it's not about winning, right? It's still giving it a try, and it's the fact that you gave it your all, and that's how you build real confidence. Okay, so and that's related to this love connection, right? It's the fact that you gave this connection your all. It's the fact that you didn't tie your worth to this person's opinion of you. You didn't tie your worth to having to agree, or for things to be perfect, or for things to, be, or for you to be perfect. It's like accepting the imperfections, loving the imperfections, and giving it a try, and still, not being afraid to have the courage to give it a try and to try different things and see how it goes. So that's what I have with that. Let's see what else we have. I want to understand your perspective better. Wow. So if you guys are two different peas in a pod, right? What a beautiful statement that could really help with communication is, I want to understand your perspective better, and asking questions. Oh, so what did you mean by that? What did you mean by this in particular? Well, I'm asking you because I want to understand your perspective better. Saying sorry, not being afraid to apologize, take accountability. Okay, and then let's get a love connection. We have, I want to get pets with you. Let's get another one. I feel so tied to you. And let's get another conflict one, because I feel like that would help. We have, write down your guidelines and boundaries. Maybe you really need to figure out what your boundaries are, and what boundaries you're willing to accept, and what boundaries are you not willing to. Where's your lines? What are your red flags? I always say, every time, I made a whole video of this on my love course. If you want to go check it out, the first 5 videos are for free. But one of the videos I have is how to recognize your red flags, how to write those down and figure out what they are, and how to catch red flags while being in a relationship. I have a whole document of the questions to ask, yada yada. But the first thing you want to do is you want to make a document that says what I want in a connection, what I refuse in a connection, and what I refuse, what I'm willing to settle for, and what I refuse. And these are your red flags. So that's what I have for your reading, my beautiful pile twos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in one of the next ones. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile threes. We're gonna be doing something different here today. I'm gonna be shuffling on camera. So if you chose this thumbnail, this will be your reading, your love reading. And I'm gonna pull a card that represents who this person is that we're channeling, who we're talking about, how they view you and the connection, then who you are, how you view them and their connection. So let's pull those cards. Let's see what we get. And then we're going to be pulling a bunch of index messages all around that. So let's see what we have. So this is to represent them. Who are they? The Wheel of Fortune. This is to represent how they feel about you. We have the 8 of Wands. Okay. Who is pile 3? 3 of Cups. And how do you perceive this connection? 6 of Cups. Okay. So now let's get some more cards. So how they feel about you. Determined. Aww. Oh, that's actually so cute, pile 3. We have hungry. That's interesting. We have a little ice cream. Okay. Now, who is this person? We have I'm sorry. And who is pile 3? I don't know what to say. What the hell? I also saw I blocked you. What the fuck? All right, let me see what these cards are trying to say. Okay, so my beautiful pile 3s. So we're going to first talk about this person, and then we're going to talk about you. But before we do that, I want to talk about your thumbnail. So there could be something significant. If any of this catches your eye about the pile 3, this could be your reading, such as fishes. Fishes could be significant in some way. Maybe sushi, maybe an aquarium, maybe going out on dates to an aquarium. Maybe Nikes, black and white Nikes, wearing Nikes together because they're both wearing the same outfit. He's wearing a hat. She's wearing like a clip, half of her hair up, half of her hair down. He's holding her bag for her. There's like these big pieces of seaweed. There could be something about seaweed. There could be something about the ocean. There could be something about just like water, maybe water signs. So if any of that catches your eye, stay tuned. Okay, so let's hop into him. So I know I'm going to say him and then her just to make it easier for everyone to understand. But if you are not him or her, whatever gender applies, please apply it. It definitely could be multiple different genders for this reading, especially because of the colors here. But yeah, so who this person is that we're channeling, right? Their personality. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So this person, what the Wheel of Fortune usually represents, it represents change, it represents fate, it represents different cycles. With it being upright, it's about good luck, having a lot of good luck. So this person could definitely be very lucky, maybe even a little bit mysterious. This could also represent maybe their life having a lot of ups and downs. Maybe they are somebody who believes very strong in destiny or timing. They could also be someone who this could also be maybe the person felt like fated to you in some way, like to represent who this person is like they felt like fate or like a karmic connection, karmic relationship, like it was destined, or like you just felt very pulled to this person like the second you met them. So this could be a sign, like their personality could be very fated, very this connection to represent who this person is. It could also be, sometimes they could feel like things in their life are a little bit out of their control. And this could also represent somebody who's going through major life changes right now. They could be experiencing a lot of turning points, a lot of big change, and somebody that feels like maybe this relationship happened for a reason, or maybe is a lesson. Or it could be a relationship that you guys made big impact on each other, big good influence on each other, and you're able to evolve and like grow together. Like it's like your life is changing for the better. So that could be a message. Okay, so it's like you're learning together. The I'm sorry card. I think this person could maybe be doing a lot of self-reflection, which is great with the number 7. 7's all about growth, and it's not about growth. It's more about self-reflection and luck. And the I'm sorry card is like, I feel like this person could be someone who isn't afraid to apologize, isn't afraid to take accountability and be like, I'm sorry, I messed up. But I'm determined to have you. I'm determined to work hard for this connection. The 8 of Wands is about like hard work And this person, it looks like this person's not going to back down or give up. Like, I'm definitely getting this person's like, I'm going to work hard to make this connection work, which is such a beautiful message. So yeah, this person, maybe he's feeling a little bit of regret or guilt. Maybe this person feels like this connection happened due to some timing or some circumstances. Maybe this person is having some sort of regrets or like based on something that they did or they said. But they may feel like, they kind of feel like maybe they were kind of hoping things would work out in a different way, or what they were trying to do didn't work out how they were supposed to. And they're kind of like, I wish I handled things a little bit differently. Like, they're kind of focusing on past a little bit. But I think it's like almost like, I feel like with the time that I have now, I'm going to act differently. I'm going to change. Like, I'm getting like this person is like, I wish I handled things differently in the past, but I know I'm only human and I'm going to change for the better now. With the Eight of Wands in reverse, this is such an interesting card here. So how they feel about you, pile 3. I think this person could feel like maybe this person wants to say something. There could be some sort of blocked communication or maybe some slow progress. Like, this person maybe wants to act very quickly on this, but for right now, maybe there's a lot of stuff happening in their life right now, and they're like, you know, I want to do more, but maybe they just feel like they can't, due to circumstances. Like, again, their life is literally turning upside down, so, but they're determined to work on it, they're determined to work, they're determined to put effort into this. I think this person maybe feels like the communication is maybe feeling a little bit stuck. They could be feeling like maybe the connection is being a little bit held back right now, or maybe being put on the back burner right now. Maybe this person's like, maybe there has something to do with career, like, at play. But this person is, you know, wanting this connection to move forward, and they're determined to, even if it's slow progress, like, this person's determined to make it work. They could be thinking about reaching out to you, and maybe for some of you, maybe this person isn't acting on it right now. With the determined, I think this person's definitely very driven. This person feels motivated to fix something, to fix this connection. This person is definitely feeling very driven. And then on your side, we have the Three of Cups. So with the Three of Cups, you could be someone who is very social, very friendly, very having a lot of positive energy. If you're not somebody who's very social, you could be like a great friend to them, even if it's just, it could be a couple. You guys could be in a relationship already, but you could be also like a good friend to them as well. You could just be a very positive person, somebody who is having a lot of fun in life or trying to look things in a positive way. You could bring a lot of joy and lightness to others. You could value friendships or emotional support. I think this person, you're a very likable person. And I think this person sees you as that. We also have, I don't know what to say. Maybe there's something where you're like, maybe you guys had this conversation like a lot already. And maybe you're kind of like trying to stay positive about it. And you're like, you know what, I'm not going to... it's okay, and it's like, I know it's only temporary, and I know that we'll be able to, you know, have a lot more progress maybe when this person's life isn't turning all the way upside down. And like, maybe you just have nothing more to say about that, or maybe it's like, maybe you've already communicated to this person that you're looking for more in the relationship, maybe more like affection or attention or more fun. And so you're feeling a little bit hungry for that. What else am I getting? I'm gonna see what else I wrote down. So with the, I don't know what to say. This could be maybe you're feeling a little bit emotionally overwhelmed, struggling to communicate how it is you feel, or not really sure exactly how to express yourself. Or maybe that's just something that you're like not really sure just yet how it is you feel about it. And you could be having some sort of internal confusion about your emotions. Like, there could just be like confliction where it's like maybe there's like a lot of good things that are happening because of this, but also maybe a lot of negative things, and you're like, I'm not really sure. And then with the Six of Cups in reverse, this is like the nostalgia card, right? This is like kids just like playing around. The original is like they're playing around in like where they grew up. And with the the Six of Cups. Oh, we have the Three of Cups and Six of Cups. Interesting. Yeah, so nostalgia, past love, emotional memories. So there could be something about wanting to move on from the past or heal past hurt, maybe from like past relationships. Releasing emotional attachment, not feeling too like emotionally attached to them. Maybe it's like in a way of like unhealthily, where it's like all your emotions are like wrapped around on how they act towards you. And when they don't, like when they're maybe busy, it's like the end of the world, you know what I mean? Like kind of just like finding your own independence. And then we have also feeling like this connection belongs to another chapter of life. It could also be representing this connection having a lot of emotional significance to you. Like you feel like very nostalgic about it. Like it's, again, karmic cycle. Somebody you feel very, feels like this is the one, or this is the person that you're meant to be with. And maybe it's just like not like right timing. And there could just be a message about like you're no longer dwelling on maybe the hurt, or like worrying about like what it could be. It's kind of like, these are their circumstances and it's not a forever thing. That could be for some of you. It could also be like maybe this person is never going to change, and it could also be maybe a message about maybe you're learning how to detach emotionally from it, and not focusing on, I don't know what that's about. For some of you, it could be like you're kind of like for example, like the relationship was really good in the beginning, and then now that we're dating, it's like the relationship kind of like fell off a little bit, right? Where it's like maybe there's distance, maybe there's issues coming at hand, but it's like still a team. And you could be harping on like, oh, well, the connection, like I want that stimulation, I want that beginning fun again. But it's like maybe you're being like, you know what, it's okay, it's not a forever thing. We could maybe, find more time to, like, I think like this is like the two of you are trying or trying to have more fun and finding little ways to have more fun and spice up the relationship. And doing a good job at it. To the point where it's like, maybe it's not like, maybe it's like the beginning isn't as the beginning relationship could be something that could come up again. And it's not like a forever thing that's never going to happen again. It's just that, maybe, maybe not too worried about the past, like letting go of that pain of mourning the nostalgia of maybe like the first couple dates or something. Could be maybe a message. And maybe another message, complete other spectrum, is like maybe this person won't ever change. And take it how it resonates for you. But maybe this is a person that is like, I don't think that they're never going to change really realistically, because this person looks like they're putting in the hard work and they're determined to. But for some of you, if you feel like this person is not that type of person, and this is like the type of person you want them to be, or this is like they're trying their best, but they're really not, like they're kind of like half-assing it, then that's up to you to decide whether you want to stick around anymore, pile 3. That could be a message. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. I feel like majority of you, that's not the case. But let's see. Okay, and then the hungry card is like, feeling hungry for emotional connection. Maybe the connection maybe feels like it's fading a little bit. Maybe you feel like you've been pulling back a little bit emotionally. Maybe the attraction or the longing might not feel as strong as it once did before. But overall, though, I think this is like a positive reading. And I feel like it's almost like, even though, you know, maybe that section of that relationship maybe faded a little bit, being able to build through those things and still have fun with each other and still find little ways to spice the relationship up, and actually have real love, not just like lust or like the stimulation, like that's real connection. That's what real love is. And like, and you could spice it up. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be lackluster. It could be something really special. And it's all about how you handle conflict, right? It's all about how you handle conflict together. It's about working as a team. And I'm getting like a really positive message about this. Like, I'm getting like you guys are going to be able to, first off, this person's going to be able to succeed past whatever challenges that they're dealing with. And I think this person's not someone who's ever going to give up on you, and like very stable, secure person. And I'm really getting with you. It's like you are, you know, finding ways to maybe communicate and work through that, like, and work learning how to maybe find ways to spice things up with this person while maybe things are a little bit chaotic right now. And like finding ways to have fun for that, you know, finding ways to have fun during that. Actually, let's keep these out. Okay, so let's get some more messages. We have unsatisfied work life. Yeah, so this person could be struggling with work right now. We have dream big to the point that your dreams are laughable. We have desire. This person could be definitely desiring you. I think there could be something about desiring maybe like a good life and they see you in it. You could be very certain. There could be something about having a lot of certainty or building a lot of certainty. We have acceptance, healing. Wow. So there could definitely be a new phase, like entering a phase of acceptance. Accepting each other for your differences, accepting each other for being two different human beings and for our flaws. And like in the book, I read this book all the time and I talk about this book all the fucking time. There's after all the wounds are healed, there is a step towards acceptance. That's like the first step of like real, you know, passing all the wounds and really having like a, it's like almost like out of a 1 to 10, this is like the 8, closest to like the wish fulfillment of having a beautiful relationship. This is like the 8, you're so close. And the acceptance healing is like this person's learning to accept, being okay with the situation and like almost like accepting, you know, accepting of each other, loving each other. Says, I know we are both trying our best. Wow, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I'm really happy. Okay, let's get a love thing. We have cute morning text. Maybe this person's trying to reach out to you more, sending you more cute morning texts. We have, you are my best friend. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's get some appearances. Maybe we could identify who this person is, appearance-wise. We have dark complexion. This person, or it's also in reverse, so maybe it could be white. They could have broad shoulders. We have birthmarks. Okay, so that is what I have for you, my beautiful pile threes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next ones. Bye!